from Cohen.
I know what you're planning on doing. And if there's any influence whatsoever, whether it's in the headline or any aspect of your article that indicates a raid, and I don't care about some small line that you're going to throw in somewhere, mark my words for it, I will make sure that you and I meet one day while we're in the courthouse, and I will take you for every penny you still don't have.
Cohen never actually filed the lawsuit against Tim Mack or the Daily Beast after the story was published. Let's bring in now law professor George Washington University, Jonathan Turley, and also former U.S. attorney and MSNBC contributor Barbara McQuaid. So, Jonathan, obviously everything that is done around the Trump administration, everything that Michael Cohen's ever done, every threatening call he's ever made is looked at under a legal microscope. I understand that. My suspicions are that he was not the first fixer of a president or a presidential candidate to make that sort of phone call. That doesn't mean it was the right thing to do, but let's not kid ourselves. That has happened before in American politics. What's the impact of that on what's happening in the Southern District of New York or what's happening in the Mueller investigation?
Well, first of all, let's be clear. That phone call is a disgrace, and so is Michael Cohen as an attorney.
Yes, it is.
The attorneys are not supposed to talk like that. The New York Bar has an opinion I put up on my blog today saying that you're not allowed to just throw out threats of criminal and civil action against witnesses. In the call, he gets everything wrong, putting aside the ethics. He even says that it's impossible for a man to rape his wife, which is untrue in all 50 states. And so this is a real signature moment for Cohen. And many people, I think, view Cohen as someone who makes up for lack of talent with a lack of ethics. And that's not a good combination. In this case, I think this is very troubling language for any attorney to use. Now, how does that impact the case? I expect the Trump team is all the more worried about these other tapes that are in the possession of the court. Tapes were seized by the FBI. There are apparently a real possibility that Donald Trump could be on one or more of those tapes. We don't know. But given his reckless approach to practice, it would worry me a great deal as to what are on those tapes. This is someone who couldn't just trip a wire of obstruction. He could just carry it a mile away in the sort of reckless stampede that we see in this type of call.
Yeah, and Donnie Deutsch, there is always such a disconnect between the Michael Cohen that you've known personally and the Michael Cohen that you hear in these sort of tapes, the Michael Cohen that's threatened people, the Michael Cohen that made the sort of offensive comments that he made about a man raping his wife, the unethical comments that he made that no lawyer that I've ever known would be making over the phone. As I said before, I'm sure in the past there have been some phone calls from operatives of, I don't know, LBJ, Nixon, that have made that sort of thing. Maybe there aren't legal consequences at the end, but at the same time, it certainly does reveal what type of dirty work he did for Donald Trump when he worked for Trump.
Yeah, I'm not defending that behavior. It speaks for itself, but I want to talk a little bit about reality that I have got